She was crowned, but she never ruled. For one brief night, the kingdom belonged to her. By morning, her name would vanish from history. No statue would bear her likeness. No chronicle would defend her truth. Only whispers remained. This is the story of the queen who stood at the edge of absolute power and was erased before she could step forward. She was born into a world where crowns were inherited, not earned, and where being next in line was as dangerous as it was glorious. Her bloodline traced directly to the throne, unbroken, undeniable. No rival could challenge her claim without challenging the law itself. From childhood, she was raised differently, not to rule, but to survive. She learned early that silence was safer than honesty, that smiles could conceal knives, that loyalty in court was often rented, never owned. As years passed, deaths followed one another with alarming convenience. An uncle fell ill. A cousin vanished on campaign. An older brother died suddenly healthy one day, buried the next. And with each funeral bell, she stepped closer to destiny. The proclamation came at last. She would be crowned queen. Church bells rang for days. Streets were dressed in banners. Gold was polished. History prepared to turn a page. To the people, she was hope young, composed, untouched by war. To the court, she was danger, because she had not been raised by them, because she did not owe them favors, because she had no husband they could control, and worst of all, she knew the truth about many of them. On the night before her coronation, the palace breathed differently. Candles burned low, doors closed quietly, whispers replaced laughter. Some claimed she had been meeting secretly with foreign envoys. Others swore she harbored sympathies that threatened the realm. Then came the most devastating rumor of all, that her blood was tainted, that she carried a secret, a love unapproved, a child unacknowledged. No proof was needed, only fear. She slept unaware. The crown rested in the cathedral, waiting. Before sunrise, guards were summoned, not ceremonial, but armed. They entered her chamber without announcement. She was not allowed to dress as a queen. She was not allowed to speak as one. No charges were read, no witnesses called. She asked only one question, by whose authority no one answered. As the city awoke to celebration, she was taken through a side gate. No crowds, no bells, no farewell. By noon, another name was announced as sovereign. The people cheered, unaware they were celebrating a theft. By evening, her portraits were removed, her seals destroyed, her letters burned. Within weeks, official records described her as unstable, unfit, dangerous. History obeyed the victor. Her name disappeared. In chronicles, she became a footnote. In sermons, a warning. In songs, nothing at all. Children would grow up never knowing she existed, but walls remember what ink forgets. Servants whispered that she lived perhaps in exile, perhaps in a tower, perhaps buried where no marker stands. No one ever confirmed her fate. That uncertainty was deliberate. Years passed. The crown she never wore sat uneasy on another head. Rebellions rose strangely well-timed. Challengers emerged dangerously legitimate. Each carried something familiar. Her eyes, her fire, her claim. The bloodline they tried to erase returned not as a woman silenced, but as generations unstoppable. Kings fell. Treaties shattered. Wars were fought in her shadow. She never ruled, but her legacy did. Why was she removed? Because she was guilty, or because she was impossible to control? History often disguises fear as scandal. A queen who could not be owned was more dangerous than any enemy army, and so they chose erasure over risk. She was crowned, but never ruled. Her throne was stolen, her name erased, but her bloodline endured, and somewhere in the bones of the kingdom, the throne remembers her.